Prepare for battle.
Welcome, friends! It is I, your host, Scarf, and it's time for another Sunday vlog. And we're going to talk about quite a few things. In the background, we have Dota 2, and it should be a very interesting game. This is my first time playing this character, and it goes pretty well. I'm surprised how well it went. I knew he was a strong one, but I didn't know I was going to do so well with him. And just the interesting nuances to this character is pretty interesting there. Now, let's talk about Smite first, and then I'll talk about a bunch of other things, and there you go. The video is pretty long, but the audio will not be as long. Just because we didn't actually do too much because I was gone for so long because of the trip. Let's talk about Smite first. So, Amuzen Kab. Amuzen Kab is a very interesting god. He's a very... The way I put him, I compare him to Hebo, though he's not 100% like Hebo, but there's a lot of things about him that are very similar. The thing about Amuzen Kab is he has... he's got his hives, getting a lot of speed and some sustain. That's different from Hebo because Hebo doesn't have any sustain, but he has this sustainability, some attack speed there. But his 2 and his 3 can do a good chunk of damage. A very good chunk of damage. And you can do it quite often. And then he's got an ultimate for even more damage. But he's squishy as hell. Like, he's got a lot of damage, but he's squishy. And the reason why I compare him to Hebo is he has a lot of damage and maneuverability because of one of his abilities. For Hebo, it's his water. For Amuzen, it's his hives. But they're squishy as hell. They can both be killed very easily and quickly if they get caught while they're moving around. They can move around a lot. And they only have a slow. Hebo and Amuzen only have slows. Unless you count the... well, I guess for Amuzen has a cripple, while his Hebo has a pop-up with his 3. But the difference between them is Amuzen does not have an escape, and Hebo does using his ult. Amuzen has no way of getting out of there at all, besides just trying to fight you till he dies, or just running away thanks to his hives, depending on where they are. But it really depends on that. Maybe the Hebo... comparison doesn't really come all the way through. But really, the thing about Amuzen is he clears very well, extremely well. The infection does a lot, the swarm does a lot. It's really nice damage he has there. Then he's got this honey, which was a really nice slow to finish off the waves if he's not able to do it with his 2 or have the highs help out as well. And so he can clear waves very quickly. He can get stacks extremely fast. It just so dang fast. He is a stack king from what I can tell. And you'll see that in future games, how well we stack with him. And it's just wow. And he's incredibly versatile. Amuzen Kab can do duo lane, solo lane, mid lane, and jungle and be successful. I've already done all the lanes and done well with him. He is just amazing at that. He's squishy and easy to kill, but he's all about positioning and just landing your stuff well anyway. So as long as you're good at positioning, which I try to be, you should do well with him, and there you go. His best spot, I think, is probably mid or duo. Although he's pretty dang good at jungle. Jungle takes a minute to start up, but once he gets going, he's just ridiculous at that. While solo, he just works out pretty well there as well. They're all pretty even with each other, I'll say. But duo is probably his strongest point, just because he can have a tank that doesn't have to worry about doing more than just supporting, because Amuzen can definitely clear all the lanes pretty quickly there. And because of his speed, he can get around anywhere. He can roam very well and just take care of other lanes very quickly. The cripple on his ult also lets him, of course, take out anyone with an escape very well as well. Doesn't have a lot of damage, but the cooldown on that is pretty dang nice. They've already said the first nerf they're going to do for Amuzen is they're going to make his hives line of sight, which means you can't put them in the jungle and rely on them to give you your the boosts. Just because they're there and just in the range. No, they have to now see you to give you the boost. So that's a nice change there. Because that's something you could do is just hide them in the jungle. And then it would help you out in the mid because they can't, well, any lane. Because they can't be hit with a basic attack if they're in the jungle and not in the lane. That's a nice little nerf there. That's fine. I think I'll probably get nerfed more in the future. Maybe they'll make the range of those things shorter. Or they'll just lessen the damage on his 2 or his 3. They do hit pretty hard and clear very well, but I don't think they're gonna nerf his passive because it's an okay thing. It does a good amount of damage later on. At the start it does 60 damage. Later on, when you get some more physical power, it can do even more. But it's definitely not the thing that's killing people unless they barely get away anyway. So I think he'll be nerfed a little bit, but not too much, just because he does a lot, but he is squishy as hell, and he doesn't have a hard CC. Best he's got is a cripple, which can be cleansed, or it just comes off in 3 seconds, which is not bad. It's a pretty long cripple, but you can move around pretty well. It's not like it's a slow and a cripple after all, unless he combines the honey with it. And I think that's it for that. I know I'm going to work on a jungle Amazon video, because I do a lot of jungling, so I should at least show how you can jungle with him. The question is when it comes out, and I'm not sure yet. Probably next week or the week after. Coming up is going to be Arena Amazon, Domination Amazon. This is all because the patch came out a day later. And we also have Assault with Bastet, which we do with viewers. The reason why we have an Assault, of course, is because there's a new Assault map, and it looks amazing. It looks amazing, that Assault map. Holy crap. Good job to that. Of course, it is a little too much for the people with the weaker video cards, so I'm sorry to see that. So hopefully people are still able to play despite how strong that Assault map looks. Another subject that came up is there's people who have fear of bees, not visually and sound. Auditory? The sound of bees or just seeing bees gives them a very big phobia fear. And it's too bad for them. And so some have already said they're not going to play anymore. And that's something that happens is any subject matter, there's someone who's not too good with it and they're just going to be gone. And that's too bad. And they made a Reddit post and everything. People were just downvoting the heck out of it. And they really shouldn't have, I don't think. It's the dude's just voicing his problem and that's that. There's not much that can be done about it. Maybe they can reduce the bee particle effects and maybe the sound for people who want that to be reduced. But I don't actually know how much effort would go into doing that. Same thing could have been said for spiders, how people do have phobia of spiders. I know spiders make me itchy, but I love arachne, so I don't really care for that. I don't really care about that, I mean. But people have their fears, and I don't think you should give them crap for it. Just let them voice it, and if you can make an alternative, fine. If you can't, then fine as well. That's just the way it is, and sometimes it's just too bad for people. And in this case, it's too bad for people who have fear of bees. Let's see here. They're making suggestions to the league where they will maybe drop people down if they rage quit or they dodge too much and stuff like that, which will be interesting to see there. Go ahead and get my notes up on more Smite things. Also, we can look at the current spoilers from... I don't even know why the hell they call them spoilers by Erez. Let's see here. Smite will get Korean servers at some point. Erez does like the mini-map how it is right now and might give it some transparency. Another mage is coming out, followed by a guardian. Okay, that's interesting. Now, China players are liking Smite, okay. Mastery level, you can see it on God Select. That'll be cool to see. There's going to be a remodel look for Hebo in Wednesday. So basically, Hebo just, they're going to remodel how he looks like they did with Sobek and a couple other gods. And let's see here. Kronos is being worked on for a fix, so he might be disabled either soon or at the patch. The reason for that is a specific bug I'm not going to tell you guys because then it's pretty broken. So not telling you guys. Though plenty of people do know it, I'm still not going to say it. So no more Smite League for me. I thought I was really close to Silver League. I don't know what happened there, but I didn't get into Silver League. So yeah, no more Smite League for me. The problem with that is in order to do well in Smite League, you need a couple things. You need luck, skill, of course, to some degree, and time. We have at least one of those. I do think I'm at least kind of good at this game. But when it comes to luck and time, oof, I'll tell you right now. So, Arena, League Arena, I was doing great. I had a pretty good win streak going, really good one. And then we got a guy in the match who was just not really feeling ranked. Like, he was just going, no, let's do this. Let's just do all these weird ideas. He just wanted to do all this weird stuff. And he got just beat and got killed a lot. And we're like, what the heck are you doing? And then he just rage quits. After that, I got another game, a rage quit. Another game, got a rage quit. I got a rage quit. I got a rage quit. I had a losing streak that was bigger than my winning streak previously. And eventually I ground out the wins and we got the 10 wins and did a couple more trying to get a better streak. But eventually just ran out of time to try to do that and just wasn't good enough and didn't get into silver. Same thing for Conquest. Had a lot of rage quitters, had a lot of people complaining. Just had a lot of people do bad no matter how well I was doing or how much I tried to help out. I carried so damn hard in some games. It was incredibly frustrating, some of those losses. And in the end, we did not get to silver in that as well. And so now we're stuck in bronze, and the better people are in silver, and so we're just stuck in bronze, and we're not going to get out of bronze. Because the only way to get out of bronze is having the good luck to get enough streaks with good players to win, and also time to get those streaks and get even bigger streaks to get into the top 20%. And you know we don't have time. we make over a dozen videos a week. We do not have time for me to do that, and we're not making any content out of it to just try to do that. There's no time to do it, and I think my heart would not really enjoy it anyway, because I really just... If you get a bunch of people screaming at each other, it just brings me down. It just makes me not enjoy the game much anymore. Like, I try my best not to... Like, I don't engage as much. I will say, okay, you could have done this or that better, just to try to help people get better at the game. Or like, okay, you could have done that better, this, that. And then some people just scream back at me. I'm like, okay, fine. You're muted now, and now we're going to lose because now we don't have any more communication. And I got that a lot in ranked. I get that a lot less in casual. And so casual is a lot more fun. And considering just the bad play I've seen in bronze compared to casual, I'll tell you right now, we're better for it. If we got into silver, we would have stuck to it, I think, even though it would have been quite the time sink. But now that we're stuck in bronze, it's not worth the time because we just have better things we can work on. A lot better things we can work on. And I'll talk about it in a moment. Like now. Okay, talk about it now. So, coming up. So, someone asked in the stream about God Guides, and I would love to do God Guides. We've wanted to do God Guides since we started Smite. We were thinking, let's do a God a week kind of thing. Like, while we're doing the gameplays, also do a focus highlight on a spotlight on a god every week. That's what we wanted to do. But then certain gods were getting changed already back then, and we're like, okay, we should wait till beta ends. Beta should be ending next year, sometime in the summer, because that's what they said. And then we'll do it, because after beta ends, they can't make these big drastic changes to gods. Well, beta still hasn't ended, and we're seeing more changes to gods, so we really don't want to make these god guides until after we are out of beta, so that, well, we just don't become irrelevant so quickly. Like Guan Yu, if we made a guide on Guan Yu and then they changed them, it kind of loses its relevancy, especially because the alt is different and all this and that. Same thing for Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong is completely different. That guide would have been meaningless, completely. Vulcan's getting reworked. That guy's going to be different completely. We could have done a guide on Bakasura, and that would have been bad as well, because Baka has been changed over time. Just look at Baka. He had this big focus on his ultimate. He still has a big focus on that one, and he gets to it and all this, and Baka gets a cripple, and then he gets nerfed a bunch of times. It's just, the way you play Baka is very different now from what it was before, and the guide before would be meaningless to the guide now. And the reason why we're not just making them is because it is a time sink to make those things, as worthy as they are to make. It would be, we have to know when to allocate our resources on this or that. That's just the way it is you want to make we want to make sure what we make is relevant, because if we have to remake it, then that just pushes us back in other projects. And we definitely don't want that, so we're holding off on guides until release actually happens, because we shouldn't see big changes, only tweaks, and then just new gods changing things up a bit. So yeah, even freaking Arachne, look at how she's changed over the last couple nerfs and buffs. Look at her, look how she's changed. Arachne's losing her effectiveness. I don't even know when next time we're going to do developing Arachne is, because her purpose is, like I've complained, is kind of gone. The assassin's purpose is to kill and get ahead and push as many enemy gods back as they can. Now you can only push enemy gods back, you can't get ahead as an assassin because the gold gain's gone. So Arachne is really hurt here. You have to farm like crazy with her, and you have to still try to kill people as much as you can. And she just doesn't have the speed or just the effectiveness to do that all that well compared to some other gods. Certain gods can get around a lot faster than she can, clear a lot faster, and gank a lot faster. Arachne's in a really weird position here, and she's just not viable in higher level play. She's only good in middle play, like beginner, and any god's good in beginner. But mid-level skill, she's pretty good at. High-level play, whenever I get in that, it's a big struggle for me. And it's just the nature of how Arachne is, not even the nature of her. She has a really weird mid-game and a really weird late game. A super late game, she gets strong, though. Her early game got nerfed because of the gold change. Her mid-game is kind of weird. It kind of gets into fruition, gets a little bit strong. Her late game is bad, but her ultimate late game is ridiculous. What I'm saying is, when everyone's level 20 and everyone's fully built, Arachne becomes effective again because of just how strong she is. Because with my build at the full 6 items, it will melt anyone and anything, no matter how tanky you are. The problem, though, is being alive long enough to do it. And because late game is team fights, it's really hard to do it. but she's still able to do that if she gets in the right positions, which is really hard to do. But you have to have a game go 40, 50 minutes for her to be able to pull that off. Like, 20 to 40 minute mark is really rough for Arachne. The first 10 minutes is probably her best point in the game. The next 10 minutes after that depends on how well you did the first 10 minutes. And it's just a very rough road for her. And I'm trying to find relevance in Arachne, and it's very frustrating doing that. Right now we're working on the Eye of Providence style, and the way that works is it's more of a vision for your entire team, so it's better for teamwork. Your team knows where your enemies are, so they can do ganks or defend against ganks and stuff like that. And I'm supposed to try to counter jungle doing this as well, and it has mixed results there as well. Then there's the ultimate through walls, which you can do, it kind of works out. But because she just doesn't have that cripple, she's still, even when she gets people through walls, they can just get away and she's done. Arachne with cripple had a lot of viability to her. Arachne with wall pull is interesting, but does not have the same viability as that web does. The web is mostly meaningless now, and that is really unfortunate. It's only good for team fights. One-on-one situations, it can be used as a deterrent, but most likely someone's got a dash or an escape to just get out of it, and that's no good. The cripple is necessary, and without the cripple, she is really suffering for it. A lot. And I'm just finding a hard time to make her relevant. Getting vision is nice, counter jungling is nice, but eventually the whole team catches up and she's done anyway. Or they learn to just come after her because she's counter jungling. So it's really, really tough finding relevance for her. And so I don't know where development ranking is going to go right now because I just don't know what I can do with her. I really don't. She was pretty good with cripple. Now that she doesn't have that, I don't know. And it's really unfortunate. But aside from god guides, there are other types of guides. We did the jungle guide. So, people have asked for a solo guide, a mid guide, and a duo guide. And those, I think, we will be working on. I'm going to work on that right after this vlog. I'm going to work on the solo guide first, I think. And I'm not going to go into too much detail on it, but it should be pretty useful. It's going to, of course, be... All these guides are more beginner-based, giving you ideas on what you need to know and what you should be doing, which will help some intermediate players, but advanced players should already know all this stuff, I think. So it might be a little bit helpful to them, but it'll be mostly big help to beginners and some help to intermediates. It's going to be like, what is... you can see, look at Jungler, the Jungler guide, and you'll have some idea what the guide will be like. Just going to lay out all these things, talk about all these things and suggestions and things you need to think about, things you should worry about, stuff like that. And that'll be the guide, and it should be very helpful to people. I've played a lot of like every lane, every role and whatever because I enjoy just playing everything. But we will see how that guide goes and how long it will take. But those should be fun to make. It really should be fun to make. Let's see what else. Is there anything else Smite related to talk about before I move on to everything else? So let's see. I came back Thursday. We just worked on Amazon all day, and then Friday I made the rest of the content. Then we did streams. The streaming was pretty fun. There's going to be a couple highlights from the stream. There's some pretty good stream games. Those of you who don't know, we have a stream now that we do. It's still sporadic, though. We don't have a schedule we can do yet. Maybe in the future we can have a schedule, but right now things are pretty hectic. The holidays and everything, and also work here and there. And we're at 20-minute mark. I think that's enough for Smite. Let's talk about a bunch of other things. Things about the channel, personal stuff, this and that. Let's go ahead and just go through the days. So I've gone Sunday to Wednesday night. And I was on a jet, and jets are pretty crazy. Jets are kind of awesome. Jets are extremely noisy, and when they hit turbulence, they are scary as balls. Like, when you're in a plane, you hit turbulence, you don't feel too much because you're so big. But when a jet feels turbulence, it is scary as hell. Holy crap. And they're also noisier because they're just smaller, so closer to everything, and you just hear things a lot stronger than you would on a big plane. And it was interesting. So, took a jet, went out of state to another state to do some business out there, some meetings and stuff like that, and got to enjoy nature and stuff as well. And I joked about that on Twitter a little bit. I actually took a bunch of pictures. I don't know what I'm going to do with those. Like, just people just hung up random hammocks in the forest, which is kind of funny. You just hang out there if you want. And I saw a creek, and creeks are cool. There's water and fish and all that stuff, and rocks, lots of rocks. I saw mountains and hills and canyons, and just basically nature's kind of cool for a break from tech. Just hanging out and just looking at nature for a while. I wasn't camping though. It was still city, not city, but I was still in civilization. Just everything's built near creeks and canyons and stuff, so you can drive over and just check them out. It's not camping. I'm never going camping. Screw camping. Ever. Never ever going camping. Never. But I saw a deer and a bear and a cow and these really weird looking squirrels and a bunch of different animals. It was cool to see actual animals because I'm from the city, so it's pretty cool there. Some animals smell, though. They definitely don't smell too nice. But it was cool out there. And it was just nice. It was just nice being in nature for a little while. But I'm back here, so back to work on stuff. I worked hella ahead so that we wouldn't fall behind. So thankfully we didn't fall behind. And now we're working ahead again just in case something else happens. Especially because of holidays. Things will happen. Things will get in the way. Monday already, I will not be around at all. Because it is Memorial Day for Americans. I think it's Remembrance Day for Canada. And that is, well, thank you to the troops and all that kind of thing. My cousin is out there. He's out in Afghanistan, so I am, of course, worried about him. So good luck to him and his peeps out there, and all soldiers in general. So hopefully they do all right. Let's see here, what else? Let's see. So I came back Thursday, did Amazon Cup. It was amazing. Pretty interesting article about that. Also, a nice surprise when I came back was I got the Dawn Gate beta finally. So I can finally get in there and check it out. We will either have a one-shot or vlog footage in the future of Dawn Gate. I really should just do a video of my opinion on that, though it's been around for a while. Still, I guess I should put an opinion on that, just because we do play a lot of MOBAs around here. So we'll see about that. I still haven't gotten to Strife. I want to get into Strife. I still haven't gotten to Hearthstone. I really, really want to play Hearthstone. Some people don't like that game. I really want to play it. I just enjoy watching people play it. I want to play that dang thing. Because I like card games. Like, I like Magic, but I am done spending money on Magic. So I'd like to play another card game. There's a lot of card games out there for free you can play, and they're interesting. And this one looks interesting as well, so I want to play that for sure. Just haven't gotten the chance. Darn it. Let's see what else here. Let's see. Channel stuff, anything channel related here and there. Stream stuff. Oh. Let's see. Oh, before we get to that, two more things before I talk about the channel in general. I don't remember if I mentioned this last time. I saw the Lego movie trailer, and I want to see that movie, because it looks like it's got some pretty good humor there and pretty good voice acting there. Great animation. I want to see that movie. Partially for nostalgia, partially because I think the writing might be pretty funny for that movie, just from the trailer alone. I was enjoying it, so I can't wait to see that movie already. I think Thor just came out. I'm going to check that out. So Hunger Games comes out in 2 weeks. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see Thor when the Hunger Games comes out, because there's going to be less people in the way, and then see Hunger Games at some point after that. And Hunger Games is dark. Hunger Games is freaking dark as hell. So we'll see. Well, I'm not going to voice my opinion on those movies or whatever, but that's... Maybe I'll voice a little opinion, but really, Hunger Games is freaking dark. But I'm going to go see it, but it's dark as hell. Let's see what else. Thinking. I guess that's it. Oh, no. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so, channel stuff. First up, if you haven't seen Splunky, go see Splunky. That's her one shot, and it is amazing. It was hilarious. If you enjoy just some funny stuff, you'll get a good kick out of what me and Jinx do in Splunky. So much hatred between me and her in that game. It's awesome, and it is hilarious the entire way through. I enjoyed myself a lot. Oh my god, did I enjoy myself a lot. That Splunky one shot. So you gotta check it out. You will enjoy it. If you do not enjoy it, I don't know what to tell you, because it was fun. Just straight out fun. Things in general, we're just making so many things. Now, eventually we're going to have to cut back. Hopefully not too much, but we will. Jinx, right now, her work is mostly part-time right now, but she's going to go into full-time next year, like in January or so. And she'll be kicked into high gear there. Same thing goes for me. Things are a little bit in a lull right now in research. But things are going to kick into gear in next year as well. So I'll be pushed back a little bit on time as well. That does not mean this channel is not going to get the love it's been getting, though. This channel is really important to us. We are creator types, and we get to create here, and we've just learned so many fun and interesting things in creation, and just want to keep sharing. I like to share things. I like to share things a lot, so I like sharing my enjoyment with these games, sharing my thoughts and opinions on things, and helping other people learn games, as we do with Smite. And just helping people learn about other games they never thought of. Like I've heard about I've heard from a bunch of people they've never heard about this one game we one-shot it, or this game we're LPing and stuff like that. And that's great. Broadening horizons is great, and I'm glad we do that. But we will have to cut back after Volgar's done. We're not going to replace it with anything because we have to cut back. The vlog will probably be bi-weekly. Is that the right word? Where it's every 2 weeks? it might have to happen there, which is fine in some ways. Like, I like doing these weekly vlogs, but if we gotta push it back, we have to push it back. Smite, of course, will not take any dive at all, and the LPs will not either. We are not going to, those are the main bread and butters that will not be sacrificed. Everything else that we do as a bonus will be, though, because they are bonuses after all. Papers, Please, which you will see, has ended as of when this vlog comes out. We finished it, and we have some thoughts on what we can do with Papers, Please now. It's not going to be the same thing. It's going to be something else. It's going to be shorter, because we don't want to stop doing Papers, Please, but we definitely, now that it's finished, we got to do something else with it, not just the same thing we've been doing. Something shorter, still funny, but something shorter. I already said Vulgar is not being replaced. One Shot sticks around, though. At some point in the future, we'll find something we can do with Facecam again, because I know people do enjoy Facecam, but I don't want to use it for everything. I got to find the best time and place for that, but we'll see in the future for that. Though there's always stream if you want to watch me Facecam, and the Twitch is twitch.tv/scarfplays. So you can go there, you can see me Facecamming all of our Twitches. We keep all the Twitches recorded. I don't know how long they last, though, so that might be good to know, for sure. Yeah, that would definitely be good to know. That's definitely good to know. If anyone knows, just tell us, please. Just put it in the comments. Also, we need to learn how to do Twitch. I don't know if we have to be partners before we can do a bunch of bells and whistles to that, or if we can do it now. Like, make it look prettier and make it more scarfy or whatever. Like, I don't know if we have to be partners before we can do that. We don't even know what we need to do to be partners. We've only Twitched maybe 6 or 7 times, so we're still getting in the hang of things. So we're still just dipping our toes in a bit and getting better at that. There will be more highlight videos from Twitch. Like, we'll download them and work on them and put them out on YouTube, because there are some really good stuff that were on the streams, and we should put them out. And we've been able to improve the sound quality, so that's good as well there. So there should be some pretty enjoyable Smites to look at from there, and also other things. Like, Eerie was pretty fun, and you can watch the highlight now. And I don't know if we're going to put a video of it or not, but it's there on Twitch to watch, for sure. Let me check. Okay, now that we got to this point, before we talk more about the channel, let's go ahead and look at the vlog, if there were any vlog questions here. So, let's see here. If I could do a raw jungle, I don't know about a raw jungle. His 3 on 1 would have good clear. I think you'd have to do raw jungle after the first couple levels. I don't think you could do it straight off the bat, but I could give it a shot. Whether it gets put on YouTube or not, we will see. Let's see here. What else is here? Worst jungling? I don't know if Sobek's the worst jungler in the game. I don't know. He's got a pretty rough going at it, but I don't know if he's the worst. I don't know if he's the worst. It's hard to debate who's the worst jungler. And someone would like to see me do Ares. I don't know about that. Streams, they're not planned yet. I already mentioned that. Yeah, they're not planned yet. We'll see when we can plan those out. Guan Yu jungle. Now, I need to do Guan Yu jungle because I've said he's probably the best high-level jungler in the game right now. And I need to go ahead and prove that with a video. I don't know when that's going to come out. There's plenty of videos that can be made to prove this and that. But at some point, I should make a Guan Yu jungler because I do think he's the best one. Because of the fact that he is rock solid from level 1 to level 20. And at any gold point, he is pretty strong. So I think Guan Yu is the best jungler, and I need to prove why. So we'll do that. So that's all that from just looking at last vlogs, comments, and everything. There's something else I want to talk about. What was it? Oh, right, Scarf Battles. Okay, so Antichamber just ended. And an idea we had is people seem to enjoy me and Jinx beating each other up. So we're having a Scarf Battle for the next 2 weeks, and it's going to be a Minecraft battle. So me and Jinx fighting each other in Minecraft, and you can watch that. It's going to be for the next 2 weeks while we set up for the next LP. And the same thing will probably happen for Dragon Commander, where we'll do more battling for that LP slot until we find another game we think that'll be good to replace Dragon Commander. And the balancing act there is, I think we should always try to do something more high-level price and more low-level price like. Antichamber is a pretty cheap game, pretty fun, but cheap. And it's indie, so the idea would be to replace that one with another indie-ish game, and for Dragon Commander to replace that one with a more higher, not quality, but more production value, I guess is the word, kind of game. Like, replace it with, I don't know, like if we came out around the time, replace it with Dishonored, or replace it with other big name game. I got nothing, like, Metro would have been a fun one to replace it with. That would have been interesting if it came out at that time. We want it to be more kind of recent kind of game. If there's nothing recent, then maybe just something maybe a little bit older, but pretty fun, this or that. There's a lot of things. I'm probably overthinking it. I'm definitely overthinking it because when Dragon Commander came out, I just want to play this. I really want to play this, and I want to share it. So that's what happened there. I didn't think about all these factors I'm saying right now. So I think I'm waiting on another game that makes me go, this would be fun to share, and then go with that. So we're gonna do Scarf Battles in the interim until we find another LP for Dragon. After it finishes, there's still quite a bit more Dragon to go, and Dragon is pretty fun. I really enjoyed that game. That was great. Beat it now, but that was really fun. And Antichamber was very interesting. You saw me go mad, and we'll see what replaces Antichamber after the Scarf Battles are over. And I think that is everything. I'm pretty sure that's everything. Oh, there's one more thing, and that is someone suggested donation link in the stream, and I don't know how I feel about that. I might be overthinking it a bit, because the worry I have is there's a lot of worries, and that is because I want us to be successful, but I don't want to turn anyone off too much. Like I don't want to do something and then screw us over, and we just fail. I guess, and maybe that's not even possible to just fail outright, but I worry about it because I would like to see the channel grow and become huge, and like I've already said with my ambition, to become the best. And I don't know if I want to do donation or anything like that. I don't know. I do worry about people thinking we're in it for the money, because if we were in it for the money, we're really bad at this, because we don't make jack diddly out of this thing. We make about a couple pennies a day, pretty much. We're not that popular. We do overlays. We don't do videos too much, except for the bonus and old stuff, but we are definitely not in this for the money. Later on, the money would be nice, because if we could make a career out of it, then you know dang well how the quality would skyrocket. Like, we're doing everything we can to bring in the quality now, but think of the quality you can bring in if you didn't have to worry about money constraints or time constraints because of other things, like because of jobs getting in the way. Just think about that. If we were more popular, we could do more things to earn that popularity, I guess. It's interesting catch-22 there. It's like the money would help us get more popular, being more popular would help us get money. But we're not at that point yet. We're still working at it. We're grinding our way there. And it's a worthwhile grind. We're not making any money out of this thing. This is a labor of love, and that's definitely what it is. And we just keep going. And that's just how it's going to be. Let's see what else is there. Yeah, so that's donation page. That donation link was a suggested thing, and I just thought about it, like, it would be nice, but I don't want to turn anyone off. I'm like worried about that. Like, what would happen? So that's a question for anyone who actually gets to this far in the vlog. Your opinion on that? Would it turn you off if you saw a donation link? Not guaranteeing that we will put one, but just out of curiosity, if we had one, would it turn you off? Would it make you go, oh, he's in it for the money, I don't want to be a sub anymore? And I worry about that, I really do. And maybe it's a bad worry, maybe it's not a real worry, maybe I should not be worrying at all. But I have that, because sometimes all it takes is one little detail to make someone get turned off. And sometimes it takes one little detail to make someone hate you outright. I've seen that. Just people go, oh, this guy's in it for the money. Don't watch any of his stuff. Tell it to his friends. Don't watch it. I've seen that before. And that is one small example, but I do worry about that. I worry about a lot of things because I want us to have a chance. But maybe it's nothing. So just go ahead and comment about that, if those of you who get that far, and what you think of that. And I think that is everything to talk about. I talk about ambition every week. Jinx says I think I'm overdoing it. And then I think she's right. I am overdoing it with ambition. I don't want to sound hollow about that. We are incredibly ambitious. Well, yeah, we are incredibly ambitious. And we're going to keep pushing it. But I guess I shouldn't have the big speech every week. Which is a bit of thing. Like, I like charging up every week with that, though. Just the ambition speech. Just going, this is what I want to do. And just rev up and all that. But I guess some restraint is also good as well. Because no matter how good something is, if you do it too much, it's going to start getting hollow. And I definitely don't want that to happen. Because as passionate as we are, I don't want you guys to, at any point, to doubt that. And sometimes just saying is the way to do it, and sometimes just showing it is the way to do it. And we're going to have to show it for a while. And at some point I'll talk about ambition again, just to remind everyone, and myself, how badly we want this. But I think that is everything for now. I said that maybe 3 or 4 times. I'm bad at ending these videos, aren't I? Yeah, that's it. We may have a vlog next week or bi-weekly. We will see what we do when we do that. A couple more episodes on Volgar to go. We will see how Papers turns out next week because the game ended this week. And that is everything. Hope you enjoyed the rest of the Dota 2 match, and we'll see what happens to Dongit, whether it will be a vlog or a one-shot Saturday. But that's it. I had fun doing the vlog. Hope you found listening and watching this match, And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.
The abyss calls. Ill-fated flight. I bring destruction. Illusion! The Harbinger comes. Double damage. I take wing. The blood sun rises. I herald your destruction. Killing spree. I bring dark tidings. Path of destruction.
Radiant structures are fortified.
There'll always be something worse on the wing. Your future is
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
dark shadows. As foretold. Yes. From the world on the rim.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Yes.
Sweet ablution.
Catacombs.
You can keep your magic. I have laser beams.
In flight.
The enemy's top tower has fallen.
Foul portents. Dark auspices. Last warning. The abyss calls. Fair warning. I'm under attack. Darkness advances. Let's put off the inevitable. Yes. On dark wings. Do it.
The enemy's middle barracks has fallen. The enemy's middle barracks has fallen.
Destruction. Ill omens. Yes. I take wing. Yes. In flight. The blood sun rises. From the world on the rim.
The enemy's top tower has fallen.
Meet baleful wings.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
The harbinger comes. Ill omens. Dominating. To the void. Despair. Foul portents. I bring dark tidings. Monster kill! My wings beat where your heart does not. Darkness advances. Dark auspices. Death I deal with each serrated wing. Yes. Path of destruction. Yes. Dark shadows. Yes. Last warning. A draft.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Triple kill. The rooms go dark. Back to the impurities.
The enemy's bottom barracks has fallen. Your top tower is under attack. Your top tower is under attack. The enemy's bottom barracks has fallen.
outer dark. Darkness advances.
Tinker, failure, soldier. Bye.
What I miss?
I bring bad news. Unstoppable. Forerunner of fate. Wicked else. The darkness deepens. On dark wings. Fair warning. Monster kill!
Roshan has fallen to the dire.
Darkness advances. Yes. Immortality. Last warning. Yes. Yes. Rewind. I'll snuff out your sanity. Attack.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen. The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Dark wings.
The enemy's top barracks has fallen. The enemy's top barracks has fallen. We now have mega creeps.
I'm not always oblique.
Dire victory.